Hello everybody, this is Luna here. This is going to be part 1 of a multi-part series on my channel where I attempt to beat Grounded with certain restrictions. This video's restriction is swords only. Now, what exactly constitutes as a sword? Well, simply put, any weapon that benefits from the Blade Master mutation, which is a mutation that grants bonuses when attacking with swords. Now, here are the rules. 1. I will play on medium difficulty. I'm sure I won't regret this one. 2. I will only be able to use weapons that benefit from the Blade Master mutation. 3. I will only use medium or light armor. This is more of an experimental rule to stray away from the admittedly meta-ish armors like the roly-poly and Broodmother armor. 4. Beating the game consists of defeating all bosses, the Broodmother, the Orchid mantis, the Wasp queen, the Undershed, and the infected Broodmother, completing the Javamatic event and seeing the end credits. This one isn't really a rule, but I will be using the Tiny Tidbits mod, which just so happens to be made by Apex Predator. Apex, I would just like to say that you're a legend. First the iceberg, and then this mod. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Also, the mod just changes up some things, kinda like a quality of life mod, but also with some balancing stuff. Nothing crazy. It won't come up again. I'm positive it won't. I'm sure it won't. Don't worry, it won't come up again. Also, as always with these kinds of videos, spoiler warning! For anyone who cares. But I would assume the people who would watch this video already know Grounded at least a little bit. Anyway, let's move on to the challenge. We start off as any usual playthrough does, collecting a whole bunch of basic resources, analyzing said resources, crafting clover armor, and the casual slaughter of the innocent. Now, there's something I had actually completely forgotten about before starting this challenge. Wait a second, you know what I just realized? Oh, wait, I don't know why I didn't think about this. Oh my god, wait, this is gonna be good, actually. So, if you come on over here near this hot dog tray in the log, you can find this little thing right here. I completely forgot about the rotten larva blade, as I'm sure many of you probably have as well. Rotten equipment is a niche version of certain equipment that is a little worse, offensively and defensively, if applicable, and durability-wise. It may not be the best, but hey, this means that we have a weapon that we can use straight off the bat. Looks like we won't need to bludgeon our enemies with rocks until they become a slimy, chunky paste for 3 straight hours. Nice. I then proceeded to make my way over to the larva population and began to wreak havoc. After a few minutes of straight slashing and absolutely dicing, and maybe a death, I was able to get enough larva spikes to make my own larva blade. What? Did you expect me to use this for longer? No, this shit sucks more ass than a vacuum cleaner that sucks ass. Making a note to come up with a better analogy. Well, actually, I did stick with it for a little longer, since I needed grub hide to make a new one, and I didn't have a shovel yet. So down we went, into the Mite Cave, to progress the story so we can access the Oak Lab. After some accidental oak tree terrorism, I dragged a workbench that seemed to be breaking it down to the oak tree and got myself a shovel. Though, I just then realized my inventory was full, so I decided to build a base to call home. Then, something spooky occurred. In real life. Mostly, why did it just get, like, a few degrees colder? In real life, what the fuck? What the wait, actually, that's weird. My hands just got, like, 3 degrees colder suddenly. Like, the air around my hands. Okay, that was actually really fucking weird. After that totally unparanormal, or just normal, event, I evicted a few grubs from their homes, then their lives. Then, I actually decided to do that a few more times, as I was going to try to get grub armor. Grub armor is actually the offensive foil to clover armor. And if you don't know what a foil is, please go back to 9th grade English. Like all other armor sets, the clover armor gives 2 different buffs, one for a single piece and one for a full set. The single piece buff is Tenderfoot Defense, which gives you a defensive bonus to early game creatures, as the game describes. But what this really means is tier 1 creatures, which I did not actually know until writing the script. Then, I also learned that you only get a plus 15% damage and defense bonus with all 3 pieces, each piece giving 5, and yeah. Now I realize that these are honestly kinda shit. Tier 1 enemies don't have a big health pool and don't deal that much damage, so these buffs really aren't needed. But it is better than nothing. Oh, also, the full set bonuses for each are trickle regen and attack stamina, respectively. After finally crafting the grub armor, it was time to go back into the Oak Lab and meet Burgle. After a quick chat with him, I logged into the ASL terminal, bought some things from the Shine shop, and then I was off to collect the 4 lost Burgle chips. The first chip we needed to collect was the Hedge chip, located in the Hedge. Oddly enough, seriously, who would have known that? Anyway, while in the Hedge, I collected some berries for future berry leather crafting and resumed my search for the lost chip. During my time in the lab, I was relentlessly bullied by these 8-legged pricks and these stupid-ass robots. But still, I persevered, collecting the 4 slips of paper that I needed to progress. I also collected my first milk molar. After collecting all the code scribbles, I was finally able to get the first super chip. I decided to spend my first milk molar on a stamina upgrade after giving Burgle his first super chip. I dove into the pond to get some lily pad wax and realized something that could potentially put us in jeopardy. Oh. Actually, I just realized something. I can't get boatman flippers. Well, that's not great. Shit. The water boatman is a passive creature that lives in the pond, and killing him gives you 1 boatman fin. These fins are used to make a very good mobility armor, the fin flops. These increase your swim speed by 30%, and for what was ahead of us, we needed these. I theorized that maybe the gill tube, an armor piece that allows for longer breathing time underwater, was enough for us to get sunken bones so we can make the bubble helmet, another armor that does the same thing the gill tube does, but better. However, I did not know if this would be enough. Nonetheless, I went down into the water, collecting eelgrass to make a gill tube. I could also try to discover some underwater landmarks so I can get the merchant mutation, which grants a small swim speed and oxygen boost. Maybe these 2 would be enough to survive underwater. Just maybe. I swam around, discovering landmarks with my slow-ass swim speed, and got the merchant mutation. Oh, fuck. But right after that, I thought of something. Ooh. Oh, wait a second, hold on. Wait, can I use rapiers underwater? Wait a second. The mosquito rapier is a tier 2 weapon that deals shit damage, well, compared to other weapons in the game, but allows you to heal when hitting enemies. And, luckily for us... Yes! Oh my god. It can be used underwater. Believe it or not, but there are only 2 sword-type weapons that can be used underwater. The mosquito rapier and the tiger mosquito rapier. I'm pretty sure any weapon that doesn't have a 3-hit combo can be used underwater. So, spears, daggers, rapiers, you get the idea. Then I died. Where did you come from? Stupid ass diving bell spider. God damn it! After that tragic moment, and some well-needed revenge, I began to collect boatman fins to finally craft the fin flops. Alright, now it was time to go into the depths. For real this time. First, I had to flip this lever, then activate 3, thingy things. What the hell are these things? After activating those thingy things, we were able to access the rest of the lab. Making it to the dome room, I was a little bit worried. This was kind of a mini boss battle. There are 2 arc-ers and a few Haze teas, but hey, I actually handled it pretty well. After activating the pond dome computer and collecting the super chip, it was time to go back to Burgle and give him the second chip. I decided it was finally time to upgrade my armor to spider armor. Spider armor is all about fast stamina regeneration, which is quite nice. Though, looking back, I really should have just made koi armor. I collected a few more mega and normal milk molars to upgrade myself even further. Now, you might have noticed something a little different about my base. Yeah, I built a house. Don't worry, it is actually important later, trust me. The next thing I needed was red ant eggs to make bombs to get the Super Haze chip, which is oddly located... Actually, I'm not making that joke again. The local residents of the ant cave were not happy with me stealing their unborn children, for whatever reason. Then I ventured into the haze and encountered infected larvae. Ugh, these guys are not cool. But then I got the fungal charm, which on its surface is cool, but at the time I didn't realize its true power. Equipping this charm grants a whopping 75% damage resistance to explosives. Now that's what I'm talking about. Returning home, I crafted all the bombs I needed to enter the Haze lab. This is the point where I finally made the realization that stamina isn't really an issue, since, again, the Blade Master Mutation Mastery bonus pretty much eliminates the need for fast stamina regeneration and max stamina, to a point. So, I began to focus more on health and healing from now on. Anyway, it was finally time to get the Haze Super Chip. In this lab, there's actually a mini boss. It's not enough to be a mini boss, but I think it's stronger than a standard enemy. Anyway, this is gonna be a little hard. The infected ladybug and infected mites that are spawned both have a stabbing resistance, so my rapier isn't going to do a whole lot. And my larva blade in this fight is just as good as using a ruler with no markings, i.e. it's not very effective. The infected ladybug has 900 health, 15 defense, and can deal up to 130 damage with her back buck? Okay. Nonetheless, we prevailed and defeated the infected ladybug, and were able to collect the Haze Super Chip. After our victory, I began to make my way up to the picnic table to access the Sandbox, as you need to build a zipline on the picnic table that leads to the Sandbox. I encountered a few black ants, and decided that it was best to leave them alone. Then, a few bees saw me, and got so excited that they pollened everywhere. Ew. I also tried to get coup de grace 2 out of 2, but my weapons weren't strong enough to push the dice. I actually don't know if it's the tier type of weapon or the amount of damage that you deal that makes the dice move, but whatever it was, I didn't have it yet. Then, I analyzed a few things, finished the zipline, and we were off to the Sandbox. Atop the peaks of the red Sandbox, I looked out across the scorching wasteland. What dangers may lie beneath this sandy graveyard? Maybe I too would become one with the graveyard if I wasn't careful enough. And to answer that question, it's antlines. A lot of antlines, mostly in pits for some reason. Do they do this in real life? You know what? I don't care. Anyway, the abundant amount of antlines will actually prove to be incredibly useful. For one reason, and one reason only. The antline greatsword. This weapon is an absolute behemoth. Look at the damage. That is a lot of damage. Well, compared to what I've been working with, but even still it's a lot of damage. Once we get this, it's going to change our lives. No more must we spend 4 more billion years slashing or stabbing away at our enemies with damage that's pretty equal to stabbing a tungsten bar with a toenail clipping. Though the drop rate for the pincers seemed to be a little low, but hey, that's alright. We only need 7 of them? You gotta be kidding me, 7? Oh, god damn it, I didn't realize I had to clear my entire day schedule so I could upgrade my power with 1 weapon? Whatever. It's fine, right? We'll get them. We'll craft a sword, and it'll be worth it. Dear Mother of God Almighty, sweet Jesus, goodness gracious, holy guacamole, gadzooks, jumping Jehoshaphat, why is this taking so long? Okay, so never mind. I guess I'll be clearing 2 days of my schedule to get this sword. God damn it! After more slashing, stabbing, slicing, piercing, and maybe a little bit of dicing, we finally did it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Antline Greatsword. After this momentous occasion, I decided to head directly into the Sandbox lab to go annihilate the ant population. I'm homicidal, and I have a taste. I want to wipe out the insect race. I mean, get the super chip. Yeah. Though, that wasn't the only thing we were going to fight. There was also the assistant manager fight. I was a little worried about this fight, since the assistant manager is a robot enemy, which typically have a slashing resistance, and sure enough, he does. This guy, man, robot thing has a whopping 1400 health, 20 defense, and can deal up to 85 damage? What? That's less than the infected ladybug. You know what? Never mind. This was the first official mini-boss of the run. So it wasn't just your normal run-of-the-mill enemy. This fight was going to be difficult. I guess. Was I strong enough to defeat it? Could this be the end? Was this it? Was I going to fail? And die a horrible, painful death that nobody could recover from? Is my channel dead? Am I going to die in real life? Are you kidding me? There's no way. What? That was easy as fuck. I'm on medium. I swear I'm on medium. See, now it's moments like those that it's like, oh man, I wish I was on WoW mode. Because if that happened on WoW mode, that would be really fucking cool. Yeah, no, apparently the antlion greatsword is even more powerful than I thought. This fight was a piece of cake. And as I said in the live session, it is moments like these where I loathe not being on WoW mode, but that shit is way too hard for me, unfortunately. I went back to my house to craft the full antlion armor set. This will be quite important for an event coming up, which will also allow us to get another endgame weapon. I also needed it to collect Everchar. Along with the antlion armor, I also made black ant armor. I wasn't actually going to use the antlion set for normal combat, since it doesn't offer much other than sizzle protection. Making my way up there, I encountered my first ladybird larva, and it certainly was not going to be the last time. Trust me. After I collected a few pieces of Everchar, I attempted to master the secret of the spicy coaltana. This was the event I was talking about earlier, and if you are underprepared, you're going to fail. Badly. Certainly someone like me wouldn't be underprepared, right? Right, guys? Right? What? What do you mean? Yeah, I failed pretty badly. But I had a plan for next time. I only needed two things, a certain trinket and a certain food. Neither of which I had currently. So I ventured into the ladybird larva's humble abode and oh boy, they were not happy. This is usually what this looks like. Like this isn't crazy because it's only swords. This is what the ladybird larva cave looks like normally. But after a few kills and a clean snipe, I finally got the trinket I needed, the insulating larva spike. This trinket reduces our sizzle rate by 50%, though the larvae were not done with me. Oh, fantastic! Absolutely fantastic. I guess this is my punishment for having the game relatively easy. After long, I escaped with the two things I needed most: the trinket and some tough gunk. Oh, and my life too, which is nice. Going back to Burgle and giving him some chips that I'd forgotten to give him, I realized that the food item, the quesadilla antlion, yeah, that. It was already sitting in the sign shop, waiting to be purchased. So I did just that and got to cooking. And not just food, but also globs, since I got the coal chunks needed to make ovens. Though at this point I did not know exactly which flavor enhancement I was going to put on my weapons, so after some deliberation, I decided that my antlion greatsword would have the fresh enhancement, since many things in the mid to late game were weak to fresh. So now, with my fresh enhanced antlion greatsword, my antlion armor, my antlion food, and my trinket, it was time. Also yes, many antlions were harmed in the making of this film. Many. Let's go. I studied the blade. And so, I victoriously went home, replaced my antlion armor with my black ant armor, and crafted the funny anime sword. I mean, the coaltana. I meant the coaltana. So, I was casually browsing the grounded wiki, as the average casual person casually does, and came across the armor section. I decided that I should probably look at exactly what certain armors do. I found the black ant armor, the armor that I'm using now, and looked to see how much the crit after block buff gives you. And let me tell you, it gives you a whopping, drumroll please, 1% increased crit chance. Now, okay, this is only for one piece of armor. Okay, whoop-de-doo, 3% increased crit chance after block. Fantastic. Then I wondered, what's the increased crit chance for coup de grace? 2.5 and 5%? What the hell, guys? Oh, alright. Maybe it does actually help more than it sounds, but man, that is a lot lower than I thought it would be. Either way, coup de grace is still going to be in my mutation loadout, especially for these challenges, since I won't be using a lot of other mutations. And a 5% bonus is better than no bonus. Plus, again, 5% might be a lot larger than it sounds. I don't know. Anyway, I decided it was time to go into the termite den to finally get a hold of the termite axe so I can chop, but better. With my new termite axe, I was able to collect pupa hide to make pupa leather, a very essential resource for crafting tier 3 items. I also collected some lint to make lint rope, another essential resource. Then, I challenged the one, the only, the giant enemy ox beetle. Then, I went back home, hung some pupa to leather eyes, and crafted a black ox hammer. I collected my first toenail, which definitely, totally wasn't the start to a multi-year process of collecting them. Then I went to go collect a few tick fangs for the tick Colkin? Yeah, that thing. The tick sword, there we go. Fun fact, the tick Makwawitil is in fact not that. This is an actual one of those. It's apparently modeled after a liamano, which is a shark-toothed sword made and used by Hawaiians in the early 19th century. It feels like I'm doing a school assignment now. Actually, I did use Granite for a school assignment once. Okay, hold on. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about before. Anyway, I then collected some rust, pinecone pieces, and a few more milk molars. I even got Thor's Pennant, which is probably the best trinket pre-New Game Plus, as it gives you a whole bunch of small buffs. And compared to my Astonishing Acid, which only gives me only a 10% increase! Well, actually, for something that you can make very early game and just slap onto the trinket slot, that's actually not bad. Anyway, Thor's Pennant is still better. I made my way up to Wendell's Scabby, up on the shed porch, collected some more toenails and lint, and activated the Scabby. Then when I came back home, I made the tick Makwawitil and realized that the toenail scimitar needed 10 toenails. Yay! Great. Fantastic. I love waiting for 3 years for a few toenails to respawn, only needing to wait 3 more years for more to spawn because Wendell decided to never clip his fucking toenails! So, after waiting 6 years, I was finally able to make the toenail scimitar, and also made some fire ant armor, which would be my final set of armor. The fire ant armor can inflict corrosion on enemies, which lowers their defense for a short time, which in this challenge is quite good, since my damage won't always be the best it could be. You know, only swords and all that. After that, we finally made it to the final area of the yard, the Undershed. This place is super hell. You have termites, dust mites, black ox beetles, a literal pit full of orb weavers, roly-polies, mosquitoes, spiny water fleas, wolf spiders, black widows! What does this place not have? Oh, well, the answer to that is a life. Haha, got him! Epic roast. Make sure you like this video and subscribe and leave a comment down below about how after disposing of a few scarabs. This place also has those. I jumped down into the widow's nest. My first encounter with the black widow. This husbandless spider has a health pool of 3,000, 10 defense, naturally resists 25% of all damage, and can deal up to 75 damage. Wait, no, but that's even less! What the hell? Is what I would say if she didn't attack like a jackhammer. No, and 75 damage is only the start. She can deal up to 150 damage in rapid succession. Genuinely, the Black Widow is one of the only insects in the yard that I'm actually worried about being in combat with. I had prepared for this fight by imbuing my scimitar with a shower enhancement so it would deal more damage. This was going to be a dangerous fight. I decided to put on the Shocking Dismissal mutation, which occasionally puts out bursts of electricity when you attack after blocking hits, dealing some damage. It's a nice mutation since you just slap it on and it does some extra stuff while you do stuff you'd be normally doing, i.e. blocking. So, here's what happened. Something tells me that wasn't supposed to happen. Well, I suppose I got off a little easier than I should have. Also, I would have shown my live reaction, but apparently my microphone didn't work or something. I don't know, there's no voice audio. But anyway, I made my way up the shaft hole thing and approached the Undershed lab. Oh, and what did you know? Another boss fight. Well, I guess the Black Widow was less of a boss fight, more of a mini one. But this one was gonna be pretty trivial. The man is weak to slashing and fresh. That sounds familiar. I beat the snot out of him and finally spoke to Wendell before promptly telling him to clip his goddamn toenails more, please, for the love of God! I decided that it was probably time to go kill the Termite King. The Termite King has a health pool of 1,910, 16 defense, and can deal up to 110 damage with its most powerful attack. Yeah, this nerd was pretty easy. Absolutely blammed his ass. Straight fucking dunked on his ass. Straight up for real, not fake, just slapped. Let's just say that the termite soldiers and peasants weren't too pleased with what I had done to their king. Now it was time. It was time to defeat our first real boss. The first boss that needs to be defeated to enter New Game Plus. Which is kind of what I'm basing the rules off of. The Broodmother. This bad bitch has 2450 health, 20 defense, resists more and more damage as the fight goes on, and can deal anywhere from 90 damage with a bite to 120 with her charged pounce. She can poison you, make your parry window shorter, she can scream at you, she can bite you, she can leap at you. Jesus criminy Christmas, this sounds like a bitch of a fight. However, she's weak to spicy and slashing, which, hey, that sounds a bit familiar. Bitch! So, maybe medium was a little too easy. Yeah, sorry about that. I'll discuss that a little later. Alright, another main boss. Here we frickin' go. The Orchid mantis has a health pool of 3,400, 25 defense, resists more and more damage as the fight goes on, just like the Broodmother, and can deal up to 175 damage with its combo slam attack. I don't know which one that is, but anyway. The Orchid mantis is weak to salty, but resists our only means of damage, being slashing and stabbing. Luckily, I made the decision to upgrade my God fucking damn it. Sword, I don't care. With the salty enhancement. So, with the slashing damage, I was dealing 50% less damage, but I made up half of it with the 25% more damage because of the salty enhancement. This was going to be a fight. And a fight it was indeed. I took some good damage and dealt some, admittedly, pretty not even goddamn close unequivalent damage, but in the end, I prevailed. This is so awesome sauce, guys. I finally got coup de grace, 2 out of 2, and decided to give those wasp fuckers a taste of my sharp, pointy arrows. Well, their hives at least. After shooting down 3 of them, the Brawny Boy bin opened up for us to climb inside. And inside was our third boss, the Wasp Queen. Oh God. Oh no. Apex, what the hell were you thinking? I understand it's supposed to be harder. Now, I know, swords only challenge and all that, but this is impossible. So, well, if you want to take it at face value, that's it. The challenge is over. This boss simply isn't possible with the limitations of this challenge. So, to answer the question that we've been trying to answer this entire time, no. You cannot beat grounded with only swords. Okay, but that's the boring bitch answer. I unloaded the mod. Alright, look. If you want to say the video ends here, fine. Click off the video. But again, that's the boring answer. I want to see if I can at least go through the rest of the game with the mod on. She might have beaten me down, but I'm getting the hell up, bitch! Is it cheating? I mean, maybe. The mod isn't specifically a rule, like I said. Though I did also say it wouldn't come up again, and hey, wouldn't you know it came up again. But, is this really about the mod or the game itself? Maybe I should have just played the normal game instead. Why am I even making this video? Is it even worth it? No. No! I have come too far now. Even if this thing is a little compromised by unloading the mod, I've still done all of this. I'm not just gonna give up. Plus, Technically, I never broke the main rule of only using swords, so there's no reason to give up. I'm completing this, and I'm completing this now! I went back into the Wasp Queen's hive, steaming, got in there, summoned her ass, and beat her to the ground. There we go. See? Oh god. After I made her into royal mush, I reloaded the mod and continued. I started to prepare for the final event, the Javamatic defense, by putting up a bunch of mushroom brick walls. Surprisingly, for how defensive they are, mushroom brick is pretty cheap to make. Just find a bunch of red or brown mushrooms, grind it up, then bake it. Pro tip, red toadstool gives you 2 slurry per chunk in the grinder, so get a lot of those. I also plugged up the gaseous leak on the infamous Weed Killer 420, woo, let's go! I finished setting up the defenses with burr floors, which took way too long, and made my way over to Director Schmechter. Also, quick question, do you have to build a bridge over to Castle Moldork? Like, I've done this since I started playing, or at least started killing Director Schmechter, but I don't know if there's like an actual different way you're supposed to go. I don't know. Anyway, we get inside and Wendell kindly opens the door for us. It was time to defeat the true villain of this game, Director Dalton Schmechter. Big ol' nerd ass over here has, oh shit. Okay, so don't freak out or anything, but he has, 10,000 health. 40 defense, and can deal up to 160 damage with his charged shot, or corner turret shot, whatever those are. He's weak to sour, thank god. But, surprisingly enough, he actually only resists 25% of slashing damage instead of the normal 50%, meaning that we actually deal a normal amount of damage for once. Well, I guess there were those other two. Now, to be honest, this fight isn't that hard. It's just gonna take a while with its large health pool, so there I went, going to town on a stupid ass and no! Seriously? Are you kidding me? Dude! Oh my god. What? Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. I died? What? No, dude! Eat pant, bitch! What are you doing to the wall over there, Wendell? What the hell? We came back, don't worry. And that was it. That was the end. Oh, wait. No, just kidding. We still had one more event, of course. The Javamatic holdout. I began by collecting a few more twinkling shells and built ash walls around the modules. This was it. Here we motherfucking go. That's it. And that was it. The challenge could finally be put to rest. We did it! I would like to thank all of you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and make a comment down below on what your favorite part of the video was. This video took a long time to make, and even more. You may have forgotten. There is one more beast to slay. This one will not be easy. She will do everything she can to make sure I suffer. I left Wendell by the entrance of her infected lair and placed down the moldy hoagie. Here she came. The sovereign of contagion reigns as the mother of spiders, her power amplified by the volatile fungus coursing through her veins. The infected Broodmother. 3 phases, 2,000 health, 3,000 health, then 6,000 health. She can deal 145 damage with a charged pounce and up to 175 with an egg bomb. Stepping into her water will grant her a 200% lifesteal buff that can be used to restore her health significantly when she hits us. This is the last fight. I activated Blade Master, Meat Shield, Coup de Grace, Spicy Safety, and Corporate Takeback. Ate a Black Ox Burger, had some smoothies on the standby, and even got a baby black ant to grant me a 25% damage reduction. Here we go.
This is it. The final fucking hit. Bitch! Oh my god.
Thank you, everyone, for watching this video. Before you go, I'd like to say a few things. 1, this video was very experimental. I just wanted to see what I could do in Grounded with a can I beat Grounded with XYZ type video, heavily inspired by other people, most notably Waffle Time and his Terraria shenanigans. So I'm genuinely sorry if some things feel dishonest to the challenge, which is mainly one thing, boring, or just plain bad. There are also some recording practices that I wish I had done differently, which would have made the video easier and better to produce, but hey, now I know for next time. 2, like I said before, I do wish I played on WoW mode. Though I don't know how truly hard it would be. I mean, I suppose I do since I've tried to play with it before and it was way too hard. Unfortunately, I feel like WoW mode is more of a hardcore type mode more than it is a hard mode. A lot of the changes made in WoW mode are genuinely insane. Like, look, creatures have more health and you deal less damage? Seriously? And don't forget the rest of the diabolical changes. I don't think Grounded has a good bridge between its medium and its hard mode, which is why I'm, 3, happy to announce that Tiny Tidbits is now becoming an official rule going forward. Apex has made some modifications to the mod in its newest 1.5.1 update. I was playing on the 1.4.7 version, and is, and technically was, the bridge between medium and WoW mode, at least in my opinion. So, this does mean that if I give myself a certain challenge, example, ranged only, and I can't beat a boss, it's over. Well, not entirely. The challenge has failed, but I will keep going to see what else I can do before resorting to not using the mod. Or, hell, maybe there will be one where it's strictly impossible, period. And of course, this means that I will only be on medium mode, not woe mode, because that would be super duper hell. Anyway, with all that said, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope you come back for more, whenever that will be. Bye-bye now.